in front of you. Do you see them getting better by the week?
Yeah, 100%. From loads better from the start of the season. Obviously, we had new players come in, and the connections they've developed over the time and understanding the roles and what the manager wants, it's been phenomenal.
The team did some things well. We had more possession, more control of the game. We create some chances, but then we suffered 2 goals that we can avoid. It's really disappointed the game today, but we take something from the performance, not from the result.
Well, proof at Old Trafford today that 3-4-3 works from the visitors.
It does.
It's true,
it really
it?
does. You've hit the nail on the head there. I think it's this system. Obviously, Crystal Palace are really equipped to, and they have a man up front, Mateta, who is constantly a problem for defenders because he occupies them in a space which creates the areas where the 10s can pick up the ball and then have the creativity around those areas. But he's happy he can go offside as well, and at no point the centre-halves are comfortable because they don't know where he is. And he's always on the move, and not just there, then he creates an overload at the back. And Munar here does a bit unlucky, maybe should do better, but he's a constant threat. And at times he can do everything. He can run down the channels. And it could be a ball at times which can't be focused on, but again, he's always on the half-turn, always facing the ball. And this is where centre-halves, again, they're not quite sure who's going to take him. Yoro's a bit not sure he should stay in position. Maguire's a bit unsure he needs to get into his position. And this is where the number 10s can come alive again. And this is a system where when you have a player who's a link player, who's always keen to be in the right positions, a better touch here.
Stretches them.
It's a goal, exactly that. But he's always a threat. And what I like about Mateta as well, he's constantly on the move. He likes to start the press, and the connections he has with his players behind him is so key. And that's what you're talking about, a system that fits to this team right now, to Crystal Palace. You can see here the space that's created again for the 10s. You know, it's so much joy, but because they're used to playing the system, he makes these runs in behind. And he's a bit unlucky here. It's a good save, actually, that, you know, he makes a save here, but he's always a constant threat. And this is his goal where Eze, who comes on, he puts himself in a position where he puts Maguire in doubt, and this is where he comes alive. These are the goals that add up in the season. Not just that, when you now create space and you've been occupying players at certain distances, you can see here, 21 yards here, Maguire is off him, because they're not quite sure who to take him, midfield or defenders. And it's a really simple goal. It's a fantastic run from Munar in the middle here. It's so easy to get in behind United's back four. And it's a simple tap-in for a number 9 who's playing with so much confidence right now, and he's got that number 14 shirt, which would look quite nice in the red as well. No, but yeah.
The thing with that stat there, Danny, of before Glasner and under Glasner for Mateta is a wider point that 8 of the starting 11 today for Palace were at the club before Glasner arrived and then went with this formation. Just to continually compare the two.
I think it's 2 things. One is a more tactical, positive outlook from the manager, and also a personal relationship obviously is strong and helps a player grow in confidence when you're playing all the time. But the other thing with Mateta, of course, and Theo and I were talking about, and I think he agrees, is that when you're in a team where you know someone's always going to be, like I played with Bobby Zamora at Fulham, for example, who didn't want to run behind. Big target man, wanted the ball into him. He could play off him, he'd hold the ball up. So you could play blind into him. The wingers knew where he was. And you had the same with Giroud, didn't you?
I did. Giroud was, again, he was a player that just played to his strengths, played to my strengths, because he occupied everyone. So you could have that link play. And that's what we're talking about, having a focal point. It was so key that it brought the best out of me. But obviously...
Whereas United are grasping for a focal point somewhere, and they tried something different again today.
They did. This is a lack of a focal point, really. You know, Amorim's fixed in this dynamic, but ends up playing Mainu.
Whereas United are grasping for a focal point somewhere, and they tried something different again today.
They did. This is a lack of a focal point, really. You know, Amorim's fixed in this dynamic, but ends up playing Mainu up front, and it's obviously a position where he's not comfortable with, but not just that, he picks the ball deep, where he makes, you know, where he actually plays his game. But it's actually started off pretty well, to be honest, but these are the spaces where he's just not used to being, and now he wants to gravitate towards the ball to try and receive it in the pockets.
So he's not the focal point.
He's really not now, and now you can see the three centre-halves have nothing. They have everything in front of them, so you can see everything. And Dean Henderson said about the back three defending particularly well. They didn't have much to do. But, you know, this was probably the only moment, the one time he actually did it, where he got himself in the space which created for Ahmad here. You can see he's putting the defenders in doubt, but that's what I was talking about, the space he created for Ahmad to get in those pockets. But this was very early on, and this was the only time when he actually got into space and managed to get his shot away. You know, it's a bit unlucky there. But this is what we're talking about, a lack of focal point and the lack of knowing the position where you need to be in the positions to get your tap-ins like Mateta.
And there's no one there.
You can see clearly here, Koemenu needs to be in that position, but it's not normal for him, so it's nothing against his play, it's just not his natural behaviours. And that's where, for me, he's got it wrong, thinking of trying to be smart and try to play someone different in that position, but he's not comfortable.
It seems really strange that he's doing it because Amorim's success at Lisbon was partly because they had a striker in Gorkarez who was a very orthodox number 9 with pace and wanted to run in behind and get on the end of things.
But those two possible... Look, Xerxes might not be an out-and-out 9, but those two possible front men, 9s, target men, whatever you want to call, are both on the bench. The third person who could do that role has joined Aston Villa on loan this evening. That whole situation sums up the running of United for a long time.
To a degree, yeah, it does. He obviously doesn't fancy Højlund. He's not playing him enough. Xerxes, I think, could do it because his touch is good and he's a big lad, so he should be able to do it, but doesn't want to put him up there either. I'd be amazed if they don't bring someone in tomorrow.
And as far as Marcus Rashford is concerned, do you think that's a good move for him?
I'm pleased he's still in the league. I think it would have been interesting if he went abroad, but look, he's a player that has got so many gifts. I just want to see it come out a little bit more, that energy, but he's now got a very intense manager that hopefully will bring the best out of him, and he's in an environment where there's a few English teammates as well. But this is now or never, really, with Marcus Rashford. But look, we want to see him enjoying his football again. It's a great sign, I think, for Villa. Just gives them that other option. And they're a team that playing with confidence, which will help him as well. But he needs to get back to fitness because he's not played for a long period of time.
I think it's a good move for him. I think that Unai Emery's strength is improving players. The improvement he's made on some of those Villa players who were there before he got there is incredible. And he's done it at Villarreal. He's done it before with so many players. So, yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity for him. I just hope he grasps it.
Brentford took on a Tottenham side on a run of 4 straight Premier League defeats.
That felt like a damaging day, both the defeat and Lisandro's injury.
Yes, hard day for the team, for the fans. We lose it again. I think we improve in some areas of the game. We control better the game. We had more possession. We had situations, but in the end, we suffered 2 goals that we can avoid. And Licha is really important for us, not just the football player, but the character that he has, especially in this hard moment. So now it's time for us to help Licha like he's doing for so long.
How severe?
I think it's a bad situation. Let's wait and to assess things with the doctor, but I think it's a serious situation.
Ruben, the team haven't scored 9 games this season, still minus goal difference, 2 strikes from the bench today. Do you feel let down by the hierarchy here that they've not brought in a goal scorer yet?
No. The things are not like that. Today we choose to play with Kobe to use the characteristics of Kobe. It's nothing against Rasmus or Josh. And sometimes the team scores goals by creating situations to use the right characteristics and not to. It doesn't mean if you play with 2 strikers you are going to score more goals. So I think it's a problem for the team, and we spoke about that all the time. We need to improve our performance in every aspect of the game, especially scoring goals.
That's another home defeat. Every time you come in here, you kind of have to explain it, and I suppose we go away and think it will improve, but it doesn't seem to improve. Why?
I think the performance improved, not a lot, but I think we play better than the other games. Even against Southampton, I think we play better today. But of course, when you continue to lose, especially at home, you have that feeling that means nothing, the small improvement of the team. So let's go again and see the next game.
That's great.
Ruben, how much do you need some help on deadline day? How much do you need to get someone through the door to help you offensively in this window before the window closes?
we are trying everything to improve the team without doing mistakes of the past and trying to balance the urgency of the moment. So we know all that aspects of our club in the moment, but we are trying everything.
Does Marcus going out help you in that respect?
We'll see. There is one more day. Let's wait until the window's close.
James.
Ruben, you've been obviously very clear on the Marcus situation, about the standards and what you expect. But if he goes to Villa and scores a lot of goals at a time when this United team can't score goals, is there not a real danger that looks quite humiliating for the football club and a problem for you?
Humiliating?
Embarrassing for the club.
It's not embarrassing. When you loan a player, and I don't know still, I think it's not official. When you loan a player, you expect him to play and to improve. So it's nothing humiliating there. I understand the question, but I'm just focused on my players. That's all. So when the window closes, I will be really focused on just our teams and to improve our team.
Yeah. I appreciate everything you've said about the forward line and trying to bring someone in. I think it's only 4 teams have scored fewer goals than Manchester United in the Premier League this season. Can you really afford not to bring anybody in by the deadline? I mean, it's just because if you don't bring anybody in, there's no evidence here to suggest that the goals are going to come from anyone.
Yeah, we have to improve as a team to score goals, and we are trying the best to improve the team. This market is really hard on the clubs. To make some deals here, it's hard. Then you have this urgency. Sometimes when you are in these moments, you make some mistakes. We are trying everything else. We want so bad to improve. I want so bad to improve the team. I know what the team needs, but sometimes it's possible or not. But we are trying everything.
Last question, Laura.
There are reports about Matthias Tel from Bayern Munich. Would he be someone that could see?
Like I said, when the windows close, we will see the players. I'm focused on to improve the team as a group. We need to win more games. We will try to do that. This season is like that. We need to win small improvements. Try to win points. Win a momentum. Then we have setbacks, and then we go again. But I think it's clear that we need to improve.
Thank you.